I'm going to start recording in the background. Normally I just take the stream video from Twitch and upload that, but yeah, given that it's not behaving itself today, we may need a backup recording. So, for what happened while the stream was down, pretty much all that happened was I loaded up some gear, I got in the car, and I drove up here to the army base. We're going to continue with the plan that I laid out last week. And we're going to try and clear out that resort area and try and get into the other side of town and where that dock is. And if we're really lucky, maybe there's a boat out there. So one of these weeks, some week, I will have a stream where something doesn't go wrong due to technical issues. But apparently that is not this week. So right now we're just, we're going to open up the entrance to the military base here. Because, as I've said, I can take a trailer through a serpentine in real life, but Zomboid serpentines are not like real ones. So yeah, I'm gonna need a little bit of help with that one. Sledgehammer in the trunk, because it's heavy, and I don't want to carry it around. So, rather than deal with the headache of trying to fight my way through town, and last week, while we were shotgun kiting, I'm pretty sure I was pulling zombies out of that building of doom that I don't want to mess with. So to avoid that, and enable my own cowardice, and also kind of just make mobility around the island a little bit easier, we're going to take that fancy sledgehammer that I found, and if you look at the map of the island, oh look, there's that resort area that we want to clean out. So I'm just going to whack a hole in the fence up here, and we're just going to walk through. And it's going to be that easy. Alright. I'm paranoid about the stream now. Keep looking over at OBS to make sure that it says I'm still streaming and, you know, not dropping any frames, so hopefully things are behaving themselves. We shall see. Take us out some zombies here, kind of clear the area before we whack a hole in the fence. I do love indestructible barriers for this. Yeah. Very nice to just be able to stand here and shoot them in the head. Nobody really argues with me about it, because they can't get to me. Playing one save file a while back where I went to it's a mod down by Ravens Creek, the research facility. And it's a pretty heavily populated map mod. And my brilliant idea was it's surrounded by a perimeter fence like this. And I walked up to it and I was like, huh, I wonder if I could just, you know, whack a hole in that fence and, you know, shotgun kite everything around. Fortunately, I chose not to do that. I did more or less what I'm doing now, where I did bring the extra mags. That's always an awkward moment. I did more or less what I'm doing now, except I did it with an M60. Which, we may get into that a little bit later, once we approach the building of doom. I'm going to leave the car running, because it's been giving me an orange indicator on the battery. And I don't want the battery to die, because I don't believe I have a battery charger. Come on, stop doing that. Just go into combat mode. Oh, it's like they're dancing. What are you doing? We may be getting to the point where I gotta replace my mouse, because it seems like my right button is just worn out. Now having to put a lot of pressure on it to make sure it's not phasing in and out like that and giving me the right click menu that I don't want. Fortunately, at least Zomboid still works with the right click menu up, so it's not likely to get me killed, just annoy me. Right. Seems like we've probably cleared out most of at least what was in the general area here. But we will, once we actually cut a hole in the fence, we'll pull the shotgun back out, because we still got a few hundred shells for that. Alright, so where is... I guess anywhere is as good as anywhere else, right? Get the sledgehammer. Of course. Now you show up. It's always the way with zombies. Utterly inconsiderate of other people's time. Oh, yeah, uh-huh. As soon as they know they can get me. Gotta be something in the pathfinding logic. It's alright. Nothing we can't handle. Plus side is the shotgun should draw them out. We had just over 1,100. A lot more zombies than that on this island. Stand here, go all friggin' 300 on their asses. Hold the gap in the wall. Yeah, this is seems like a pretty sparsely inhabited section of the island, especially since I've already been through and murdered everything that moved. I'm not expecting too much to come through this gap, but I have been known to be wrong. Just saying. It does happen from time to time. You know, like when I stream for 10 minutes or whatever, talking to myself and don't even notice. which I suppose is technically an improvement over the first stream that I did, that there was no audio in the entire stream, and I never noticed until I went to watch the VOD. Excuse me. Hang on just a second here. Sorry. I had to cough a little bit, and I didn't think y'all wanted me to do it directly into the mic with it on. Here. Nothing overly useful. So let's go turn the car off so we don't waste all our gas. No, I was wrong. It's not the battery that's orange, it's the engine. Probably because I keep running into shit. That's too obvious, right? Car must be defective. It can't possibly be my fault. Alright, here we are. Let's get a little bit better area before we open up with the shotgun here. Want some more open space to kite. And yeah, this'll probably work. Go with the menu again. Alright, there's the dinner bell. Come and get it, guys. I mean, you should have heard it already, but God only knows what the hell's going on with these friggin' zombies. See, there's one over here, and it's just ignoring me. Utterly indifferent to shotgun fire. Okay. Oh. When this stream is over, I'm getting on friggin' Amazon, and I'm gonna order a new mouse, because this is starting to really irritate me. Readjust my mouse pad here slightly, too. That'll help. I use a weird semi-ergonomic mouse pad that my girlfriend gave me for Christmas, and it's not flat. It has like an arch in the middle, and I think that may be part of the issue with what's going on. So we'll try easy fixes before we go and spend $100 on a gaming mouse that I may or may not need. And yes, I use cheap $100 gaming mice. I'm not all about the name brand garbage. Pretty much everything I use is Logitech. I don't need anything fancier than that. I've had good luck with them. You know, the only issue I'm having right now is obviously the mouse button, which this mouse is pretty old. I don't think I could give you an exact date on it, but probably 5 to 8 years old. And I've played a lot of Zomboid on it. So, you know, holding the right button like that, it doesn't really surprise me that it's worn out. That's a lot to ask any device to do. Door's locked, of course. See, now you're just pissing me off. Nice. There's a high quality game there, folks. High quality game. Just shoot motherfuckers right through the door without even breaking the glass. Switch to melee now that we're in the house. I love this game, but there are definitely some issues. Which, every game has their issues, so it comes down to, can you love it in spite of its faults? Given the disgusting amount of hours that I have sunk into this game, apparently I do. Let's mark up our map before we forget again, because if there's one thing I've proven, it's that I'm terrible about remembering to mark my maps on stream. And for the record, I do not feel bad at all about pausing the game while my map is up. If you code shit like that into the game, I am going to take advantage of it. Trying not to zoom out too far on you guys, but force a habit. It's very difficult to change your play habits when you're 1,000 hours into a game. Hang on a second. I'm gonna turn the music down slightly because it sounds like it's kind of loud to me. I don't know if it's just this track, but I wouldn't want you guys to not be able to hear me. That would just be a tragedy. Which, I'm sure there's some sick, twisted people out there that agree, but personally, I am not convinced that I have one of those obnoxious voices that is just pleasant to listen to me no matter what I say. I don't have a cool accent. I don't have, I feel like my voice is pitched wrong for it. But, I'm sure somebody out there disagrees with me. But, till I hear from you, I'm going with my own theory. Nice. Take that battery, too. We're gonna need it for the NVGs. Get this other house here. Then we'll loop back around. We'll get that last row of them on the outside, and then we'll be done with pretty much this whole area. I saw... Oh, okay. He's inside the house. I'm like, I saw a zombie beating on that door. Where'd he go? I think I'm losing my mind here. Not that that's a stretch. I'll take that too. Haven't gotten wounded lately, but it never hurts to be prepared, right? This area, I'm kind of expecting it to be a complete and utter waste of my time. Because it usually is whenever I play here. These are all... The game treats them like hotels, so there's not really anything in them. You get a little bit of food on the... Come on. Really? We're just gonna do it every frickin' time now? Great. Alright, well, apparently it's not the mouse pad. But in the stock Kingsmouth challenge, this is the starting area here in these houses. And I don't know if that's meant to provide impetus for you to go forth and explore, that there's not much here. But it's a pretty useless area. And whoever created the map mod to insert this into the regular map, I don't believe they changed anything. Because again, this is an older map, so it may not work 100% correctly with the changes that have been made to the game since it was built. That's alright. I'm sure that if I cared enough, I could probably I could go through and I could update the loot zones and, you know, bring everything up to the modern standard. But honestly, at this point, it's kind of like, why? I'm not saying that it's imminent, but with build 42 approaching, God only knows what's going to change for that. So it's kind of like, why bother bringing something up to the build 41 standard when that's likely to change in the not too far distant future. I know that kind of the entire community is sitting here holding our breath waiting for build 42. And part of me just kind of wonders how much work in the modding community is on hold because of it. Because we just don't want to build something and then have to rebuild it again a couple months later. I have another map mod that I had in development that one, I kind of took a break from modding for a little bit, but also it's like, why? Let's wait and see what the new build comes out with and what standards I'm going to have to build it to before I bother doing a whole bunch of work that I then have to redo. Am I on the wrong friggin' channel? Did I not change it? I didn't. You idiot. Standing here wittering away, talking about my stupid map mods while I'm on the wrong channel. No, we are still... Seems like there's nothing I can do to get my stress down below 50, and I don't know why. I suspect it's something with a mod somewhere, but I would not even know where to start looking for that one. Like the bug where we couldn't fuel the trucks, that was kinda self-evident. Like, there's only so many things that are going to affect that. So, that was a pretty clear place to start. With stress, I have no idea. It could be one of the traits mods. It could be... God only knows. So I think this one we're just gonna live with. I'm not gonna bother combing through my entire mod list, enabling and de-enabling. Actually, not sure what the correct grammar is on that. Well, that was a waste of time. No, we are on day 9, so... broadcasts are coming to an end anyway. Say I have a key for this car? Nice. Yeah, somehow I have a key for this car. That's weird. I wonder if... I was watching Lamprey's stream yesterday, I think, and he went off on this tangent for a while about how keys can spawn in vehicle doors, and how, you know, in 10,000 hours he's never seen it happen. So I wonder if this is more of that, just a freak chance of... Come on. Just a freak chance of... Time to go. Don't like fighting inside if I can help it. And that right there is why. You never know how many more there are. All you need is one stupid bathroom party. You're fucked. I always want to open the doors in combat mode so you can whack them in the head and run. But, you know, we're human beings. We're lazy. We just want to loot the house and be done, because, you know, there's nothing here. Yeah, see, there's another one. The fuck? Get off me. But, you know, again, does... Have some bacon and eggs. Still working on that last little bit of weight. I don't think anything else there that we need. All of these houses are just copy-paste versions of each other. There's not really any variation. So we're done with these two rows. Let's grab this car. And we'll loop around this way, get this other row. And then we'll see if we can get into this, this building here. So I know there's a gas pump out there on the docks, and if I remember correctly, there were like 3 or 4 extra sledgehammers in that building. I want something that's a little bit faster than walking. Or on second thought, maybe we'll pull out the shotgun and have some fun. That's right, zombies. It's dinner time. I'm gonna shut this car off, though, because there wasn't shit for gas in it. Alright, we are locked and loaded. No. No soup for you. Friggin' menus again. Maybe they'll pay more attention to the shotgun this time. We did the shotgun or the car horn. One of them's working. Get off me. Got another 800 zombies or so before we're guaranteed to get desensitized. Here where I'm reasonably sure nothing's gonna sneak up behind me. Oh, except for that idiot. Or that one. Come on. Reload the shotgun. Should be far enough away from that building that I shouldn't be pulling from it. This was a bad choice. They're all gonna get all fucked up on the trees. It's alright. We'll get them straightened out. There's one coming up behind me. I think we've gotten most of them at this point. Everything that's within range. Didn't see if that idiot ever came back out of the house, though. Come on. Your stupid face is closer. Whoa! Get off me. Overkill. Quick look through the corpses here. Sure we're not gonna miss anything good. Didn't see anything really good, like, you know, a katana or something, but let's face it, we don't have any long blade skill anyway, so it'd be fairly useless to me. But still, I mean, nobody walks away from a katana in Zomboid. Take that shit with you. Doesn't matter if you're good with it or not. I've only ever found a couple of them. Yeah, and I don't typically run long blades, so they're not terribly useful to me. There's only... I feel like there's only a few long blade weapons in the game, or in the base game anyway, if you add any of the scrap weapons mods or any of that stuff, then you can... Obviously, those things can be categorized as all kinds of stuff. But I've never, I did have one character where I started trying to level short blade, and my god did I hate it. I don't like the weapon category. Now, I know people are all about, oh, you can get the instant kills, excuse me, and whatever else, but if it's actually not that big an advantage, because if you level any one weapon skill sufficiently high enough, you ought to be able to one-tap zombies. There's a bunch more idiots that are just stuck in the house. Like if you watch, you watch Lamprey on his world record run there. He's doing it almost exclusively with spears, and he's, until he gets a debuff from exhaustion or what have you, he's one-shotting pretty much everything. But that's my understanding, at least from watching his streams, is that that's mostly due to the animations involved, where it has the fastest attack speed or attack animation or whatever. And that's that aside, that and the fact that, you know, they're probably the most easily sourced weapon in the game is kind of behind his rationale there. But it makes sense. I mean, if you're going to kill 1,000,000 friggin' zombies, you're going to need a butt ton of weapons to do it. Without mods, there's certainly not enough ammo on the map. The only reason I find the amount I do is because the amount of mods that I'm running. Which, I mean, that's kind of my I don't want to say my flagship mod, but the one that I created from scratch was basically a giant weapons manufacturing campus. That it's just loads of guns and ammo, as far as the eye can see. But I also placed it fairly close to Louisville, so anybody who wanted to assault the city, that was, at least my intent in building it, was that was going to be the kind of the go-to spot to provision yourself for it. And there's a couple hundred people that use it. You know, guns are not everybody's cup of tea in this game, which is understandable. You know, they're in some ways they make the game easier, in some ways they make it harder. You know, if you are sick and twisted like myself and enjoy walking around with hordes of zombies chasing after you while you blast them in the face, then yeah, guns are a great time. But that being said, I have died more times to shotgun kiting and overconfidence than I have to almost anything else. I'm carrying junk around with me. Get out of here. Have some cheese. See if we can finally push up over that 75 kilos. Alright, this will be the end of resort houses here. There's still that other block of hotels back in town that we didn't go through because I knew they were going to be like this, where we found very, very little of use. And I'm doing this kind of more to say that we've cleared the houses than because I expect to find anything. Right. So, again, if we go into this area over here, we've got to be real careful with the guns, because we will start pulling out of this building. And I feel like we got luckier than maybe I deserved going through there last week with the shotgun. So, what we could do. Get my map again here. If I were a real industrious person, I could make a road here. Chop down all those fucking trees so that I can just bring the car in through this way. But I guess it doesn't really make that big a difference. It's a pain in the balls to bring the car all the way around the friggin' island because there's no stupid road here. I think all I've got are hand axes, so I don't think that's going to be a viable solution. Come on, get in the car. This over here. Oh, I think it's supposed to be a shooting range. I don't think I've ever actually gone into that building in Zomboid. Oh yeah, there's the parking lot massacre from last week. Let's see if we can dispose of these guys quietly without pulling every zombie in a 300 tile radius. Cannot wait to get rid of this damage debuff. Tea is getting cold. Put it on my fancy little warming plate that I got for Christmas. Haven't actually been in this building before, so let's see what's in here. Clothes. Lots and lots of clothes. Even good clothes. Now we got some army shit. Time there's army shit, there's chance to find ammo. I would not mind some additional 9mm right now. Although I'm pretty sure in the 90s the army was still using 45s instead of 9mm. Just a weird... Like, okay, I get that this part of the building is a shooting range, but what's up with the clothing store? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. I've yet to find my black cowboy hat either. Still don't get why this guy is this stressed out. Shouldn't be anything that's stressing him this much. Unless the alcoholic trait is actually working for once, that would be new and different. Alright, so... yeah, obviously built by people who don't know how the army works, but, yeah, okay. Because, yeah, office buildings, not next to firing ranges. It's, not how life works. I've already been in there. And definitely no bars near firing ranges. Got another shotgun. Let's, I'll mark that just in case something happens to this one. I need to come back if for some reason this shotgun breaks beyond repair, come back here and get this one. But we've got chips and booze, so... And bourbon. Not that bourbon isn't booze. Just realized that that sounded weird the way I said it. Bourbon is definitely booze. Not a huge fan of it, but it's definitely booze. Yeah, this is a weird-ass building. Clothing store, a bar, and a bunch of offices. Weird. Trying to drain gas out of it when I don't have anything to drain gas with. Let's bring the Hoopty-mobile. So we've cleared that. Let's check these other two little buildings here to the back, because I don't think I've ever been in them either. Always gotten hung up on that big bastard there trying to clear it out. Friggin' water slide in there? What the hell is that about? That's how it's gonna get me killed. I am mashing that friggin' button as hard as I can. And it's just not going away. Apparently we've found the red light district. Bunch of friggin' horror zombies. Those will be useful if I remember to take them. Till we get desensitized. Here's some kind of... Oh, another bar. Well, it's alright. Nice if the bar had lights. There it is. Kitchen. Does the kitchen have lights? Yes. It's not worth it. I'm never going to actually make gravy. Let's fire up the oven here. Cook all of this raw meat. So close. So close to 75 kilos. Eat that real quick. It's all low-calorie stuff. It's not gonna... make any appreciable difference. Excuse me. But it is weight that we're carrying around, so if we can scarf it down and get rid of it. Looks like that fish is going to be done pretty quick. Quality content right here. Zomboid cooking show. Coming to the end of my tea here, which means we'll be coming up to a break soon. Because I don't stream without something to drink. Whether it be tea or something of a more adult nature. Try that at some point if I ever get any type of online following. Oh, I apologize, Meteoric. I did not see you in the chat there. The way I had my monitor position was blocking my my view of chat. No, I am more than happy to answer questions, assuming you're still hanging out. I don't claim to be a subject matter expert, but you know, anything I can answer, I'm more than happy to. Okay. I mean, that's enough time to start getting your feet wet. You'll, oh, the helicopter event. Yeah. Alright. So, the helicopter event, there's a couple of ways to deal with it. I mean, I typically play with it turned off because I've gotten to the point where it's just a pain in the butt. But when I was still learning how to deal with it, generally the best tip for that particular day is, one, you need to listen to the radio to know that it's coming. I forget which frequency it is. I think it might be the emergency broadcast frequency. The same ones that give you the weather report every hour on the hour. I believe will also say something like air activity detected. As soon as you know that's coming, and it's going to happen in the first week. As soon as you know that's coming, basically, leading up to that, you want to make sure that you have enough food and whatever else stockpiled to just hang out inside for that day. And you want to just stay away from windows. You want to sit there quietly, stuff your face. Your character's going to be miserable by the end of the day, but it is what it is. The other way that I have routinely dealt with it is if I have a car by that point, I will just get in the car and drive around until I hear the helicopter stop. And stop for a while, because it does come and go. That's kind of the two ways that I've mastered dealing with it. I mean, there are players that are better than me that will go outside during helicopter events. And they will somehow, within a week, have the capability to deal with the ridiculous amounts of zombies that are going to get pulled in by it. But it is never anything I mastered. My approach was, you know, stay quiet, stay safe, or just leave the area. If you have a car, that's kind of the easiest method. You can just load everything into the car and just kind of tool around the roads that day, and then eventually come back to your base. It's probably the easiest way to do it. Another group up there. I mean, all right, let me see if I can... Oh, Okay, I kind of fucked that up. If I can find a decent-sized group of zombies here, there is a way that you can pull just a couple at a time. It takes a while, and it takes patience. And I screwed it up on this particular group here, but there is a method where you can pull just a couple zombies at a time, as long as you have space to work with. One of the biggest things that I like to tell people anyway is don't try and sneak past the zombies. I understand that some people want to play this like it's Metal Gear or friggin' why can't I think of the other stealth game from the 90s and 2000s? But the game mechanics aren't there to do that. And what I have found, and what I've found on Reddit as well, talking with other people, is that stealth is just it's a long way to die, basically. Unless you specifically go all in and build a stealth character, and then have the skills to fence jump and lose zombies in trees and around building corners and all of that. It's best to just take them out a little bit at a time, be patient, and work your way through. Because one of the biggest things that I've found in my playing that makes life easier is having open space to work with. It's like, I zoom out here, like all of this is essentially open space, except for, the giant building of doom that's over here to the left. But that's all open space that as long as you keep walking, unless you're injured or are encumbered or anything like that, you walk faster than the zombies. So there's never really any reason to run. Running is, you'll get exhausted and they'll get you. If you watch most of the more experienced players, they'll jog a little bit here and there to get ahead of a group, to get distance when they're trying to whittle the group down, but they never run. And they never really run for any long distance either. It's they'll run a few steps here or there to build distance for their attack strategy, and that's about it. So as long as you have open space to work with, a big parking lot or an empty road, anything like that you can just walk, even if it's just weaving your way back and forth, that'll be more than enough for you to whittle down the group. And yeah, it is an amazing game. I have sank... I'm pretty sure my Steam count is well up over 1,000 hours at this point, that I have sunk into this game in between, building up to the, I would say, somewhat moderate skill level that I'm at now. And then, starting to learn modding for it and everything else to include more stuff into the game. And that's, at least in my opinion, kind of one of the strengths of the game, is that they've embraced modding and allowed people to add in stuff that, the developers didn't think of or didn't have time to do, or was just too weird for the developers to consider. Because let's face it, there's some freaky people out there. But yeah, it is definitely a game that I do not regret the money I spent on it. I have more than gotten my money's worth. Good. Nothing good. I mean, what type of inventory mod are you talking about? Because I know, like, there's some like some RPG style inventory mods out there where you've got like inventory Tetris type of stuff. The ones that I'm working with here are, I think, better sorting, because the base game kind of bulk categorizes things into places they don't really belong. Okay. I mean, organization is for anybody that's playing any. Come on, there you are. For anybody that's playing a run of any length, organization is going to be key, because you do, at least if you're anything like me and loot goblin everything in sight, you end up with a lot of stuff you got to keep track of. Come on, come get it. That's right. Fresh meat. So there's... I don't... Actually, give me just a second here to pull something up real quick. I will get you link to the mod list that I'm using. Just a second here. Done all of that. Alright, that is the mod pack that I'm using in this run. I probably should have it somewhere in the video description. It ends up in the YouTube description, but I don't have it anywhere on Twitch. I believe the primary mods I'm using for inventory management are better sorting, which I don't think I'm carrying anything that really... I don't know if it breaks down the food into the subcategories like this, because I've got, you know, food alcohol, food non-perishable, food perishable, that kind of stuff. I know it does move some crafting items into their own kind of specific category. Instead of just being generic crafting, they'll be like metalworking crafting or something to that effect. I head back to my base, I'll look at some of the junk I have laying around and see if it's any more descriptive. Let me mark up my map here before I forget again. So it's everything over here except the giant Doom building. Get those here. And I keep saying we're gonna go out to that dock, but let's face it, it's 7:30 at night, and go there now, it's probably gonna get dark on us. Although, come to think of it, I do have night vision. I'm getting tired though. So. I don't have... I think I have any energy drinks or coffee or anything on. So. Let's go... Hey, didn't I just clear this area? What the hell? Yeah, no problem, man. It's, I will state for the record that... They're jumping out the windows to get me. I will state for the record that you do need... The more mods you load in, it does start bogging the game down. So, like, my desktop rig that I'm playing on now can handle that mod list without a problem. It takes a while to load, but, you know, it's not bogging down playing, it's not, you know, I'm running at 120, 130 FPS or more, depending on how far I zoom in. But there's also not much for zombies on the screen at the moment. And I also have a ridiculously overbuilt PC. Come on, dude. Why you gotta be like that? See, now we're starting to pull him out of the building. This may be, this may be a moment to just run away. Let's see what comes out. Definitely not pulling out the shotgun, I'll tell you that for free. But yeah, I tried running a much smaller mod list at one point on my laptop, because I was going somewhere and, you know, wanted to play while I was in between whatever I was doing, and my laptop absolutely could not handle it. Watch me drive into shit again. I appreciate the follow as well. But yeah, my laptop just absolutely could not handle the mod pack that I had at that point, and it was a smaller one that I have now. Mods are... At least I find that they tend to be addictive. Addictive in the sense of every time you find an issue, you're like, oh, I wonder if there's a mod to solve that. And generally there is, because I'm not much of a programmer. Most of my mods are, or the only mod that I've built from scratch was a map mod. And then I did some basic, like, lobotomized idiot level recoding on somebody else's night vision goggle mod to make it work properly again. And like that's the extent of my modding resume at the moment. But yeah, there's, you know, people out there that are way smarter than me and way more experienced with programming that can do literally anything they want. So almost any issue you come up with, unless it's a fundamental part of the game, and even then, somebody will work around it and come up with a solution. So that's the only downside to modding I find is your list tends to just keep growing and growing and growing. You know, and then for whatever reason you have to play without your mods and you're like, oh my god, this is horrible. How did I ever do this? I'll find, like, I'll watch other people stream Zomboid, and they don't have the, you know, the stats meters here in the corner, and I'm like, do you guys get anything done? Like, you know, you don't have an exact metric on how tired you are, or, you know, whatever else. I'm like, you're just winging it with Moodles. Oh, because we're off-road, that's why. So it definitely changes your gameplay, which, you know, is neither here nor there. It's not necessarily good or bad. You know, it's whatever makes the game fun for you. Some people like playing it straight unmodded. Some people are like me and have gigabytes upon gigabytes of mods installed. Here so we can actually get moving. There we go. It's almost like Mustangs weren't designed to be off-road vehicles. They also weren't really designed to pull trailers either, but, you know, it needs must, right? See if I can do this without driving into anything. Cars are, if you're playing with the stock settings, cars can be very finicky. Sometimes the keys can be very difficult to find. Sometimes they're right there. It's usually worth, once you... once you clear an area, it's usually worth if you go into foraging mode here and just kind of scour around the car. You know, usually if there's a key, it'll be close by. However, it's also possible that the key can spawn on zombies that spawned near the car. And if the car spawned near a building, the key can also spawn inside containers inside the building as well. So if you see one in a driveway, it's usually worth checking the house. Especially if the vehicle's in good condition. Because that's the other thing, is that the vehicles all tend to be garbage. I'm not entirely sure on what the logic is on that. But the vehicles all tend to be in pretty rough shape, and frequently don't have gas. Gas is fairly easily solved. All you need is an empty bottle, and if you do find a vehicle with gas that you can't find a key for, you can siphon the gas out into an empty bottle, and then you just have it with you for whenever you find something that does have a key. You can also siphon it into gas cans if you find those. They're pretty common to find in gas stations. Vehicle trunks is another good spot. Yeah, those are... Well, I mean, it's... This was an existing house that I just kind of took over. Oh, put the noodles away before they rot. I use kind of 2 spots on this island as a base. Yeah, I'm kind of OCD about putting stuff away, as my family will attest, because I routinely yell at them for making a mess. But I find, at least, that it's easier to just do this all at once here. It's easier to find stuff if there's a kind of a method to your madness. You know, so I try and keep things in a place that makes sense to me, and keeps like items together. So I mean, obviously all the perishable food you're going to keep in the fridge, because otherwise it just goes bad. But it's usually crafting items are what get me, and that's when I tend to degenerate into just putting shit wherever it fits. Nice, we finally hit 75 kilos, so we are officially no longer carrying a damage debuff around. Let's see if we can eat some of this. We're especially hungry, but... warm some of this up. God knows this guy's miserable enough. We don't need to make it any worse, making him eat cold fish. But yeah, I mean, there's various schools of thought to organization in Zomboid. And when you get into multiplayer, it gets even worse, where if you have multiple people in a base... Oh, that's not even cooked. Wow, I'm an idiot. Come with me. Let's cook you in the stove, because I think there's... I don't know it for a fact, but if you cook something in the microwave, it then carries around a comment on the tooltip that it was cooked in the microwave. And that just always makes me think that there's some kind of debuff associated with that. With you. The obvious downside to it is that the more OCD you are about this crap, the more time you spend just moving shit from one container to another. I mean, yeah, generally. Well, and as we're on the topic of mods, it should be dark enough outside for this to work. This is the other person's mod that I fixed the code on. Get away from the house here a little bit because it's still ridiculously light for 10 o'clock at night. But this is... got PS up. Yeah, that's because it's too light. It needs to get darker for this to work properly. But there... I have, and I realize it looks like a welder mask, but I have a set of night vision goggles that, when it actually gets dark enough... Seriously, dude, did you just open the friggin' window? I said close the door. Once it gets dark enough, you can go out with them on, and it just has like a kind of a green overlay to everything. But you can still see perfectly well. Again, it's, you know, a mod option. Bookshelf. But the downside to them is that if you whip them out too early in the day, you get exactly what I just got, where you can't see anything because it's so bright. No, you won't. Alright. Where are we at? We're fed, we're still stressed out. There seems to be nothing I can do to fix that on this killer person. So, it is what it is. Get some water. While we're waiting for it to get a little bit darker. See if I can pull up some of that crafting stuff I was talking. So like this here, a lot of these different categories are added in through the better sorting mod, where instead of just crafting, it's crafting tailoring. And instead of just survival, it's survival farming. And what that enables you to do is sort by category, and then you can just grab everything from that category and put it wherever. There's also a mod called, I think it's Manage Containers, or something like that, where you can set up containers to only accept certain items or certain categories of items. It's a lot more time intensive in the beginning, but once you have it up and running, it makes putting your loot away after your run a lot faster. Hopefully it's dark enough that this will actually work now. It's still kind of wonky, but with this obviously isn't perfect, but you know, it does give you a lot more visibility than you get without modifying either the darkness settings in the sandbox options, or you know, wasting points on cat's eyes. Well, they're not wasting points, but spending points on cat's eyes. And this will still give you the, the ability to at least move around at night and at least kind of see what's coming at you. I cannot begin to tell you how it works. Again, I did not write the code. All I did was fix the spawning file because I do understand how the procedural spawning works. So all I did was fix that to put it back in the game and make it spawn. And apparently, I don't think I think the original mod author just kind of probably got tired of the game and wandered away. Where is it? There we go. Sleep. Why is their TV going? Should be too late for that. Cool. All right. I'm going to take a quick break. I am running out of tea. Been going for about an hour and a half, so I'm going to make another cup of tea, walk around, get my blood moving a little bit. About 5 minutes, and I will be back. So. All right. We are back in business. You are absolutely welcome for the tips. Where are we at? Still stressed out. We're still miserable. Take some drugs. Drugs make everything better. Just in Project Zomboid. Let's see if we can finally make our way over to that giant building with the dock. Surprised that I still have electricity at this point. My luck with Zomboid is usually the power and water tend to go out within the first week or two. You question how much longer we're going to have it. At least have the generator, so when it does go... Carpentry skill sucks. I don't know if we're, I don't know if we're going to be able to build a rain catcher by then. Chelsea. Yeah, thank you. You are more than welcome for the tips. Interesting experience actually having someone in the chat that I'm actually talking to rather than just talking to myself. It's usually how these streams go. Oh no, absolutely. If I wasn't willing to interact with people, I wouldn't play the game on stream. I mean, I'm not 100% sure that I'm the best person to be learning from, but hey, if you're learning something and it's entertaining, then happy to have you. Another giant motel that I haven't bothered with because there's not going to be anything in it. Always more. Cooperate? Okay. Planned on staying here any length of time, we'd have to go through and clear the roads, but since the whole point is to get off of the island, it's a waste of time to do any more than necessary. Probably go down there by the beach at some point, but been distracting myself away from getting into this building for like 2 weeks of streams now, so I don't. The obnoxious part is going to be so anticlimactic when I actually get in there too, because there's not going to be shit. Gonna be an empty building full of worthless junk. More from that disaster of my own making last week. Clean this up a little bit. Don't want to fight vertically. I just said I didn't want to do this. Oh. Another helpful tip for you if you're fighting multiple zombies at once and haven't discovered this yet, if you stand on one, it can't do anything while you kill the others. And if you can, even better yet, trick another zombie into standing on another zombie, get the same effect, but potentially knock down multiple zombies and keep them out of the fight while you deal with them one at a time. Best part is that the game will let God knows how many zombies all take up the same space on the ground, so you can technically stand on like probably a dozen zombies at once, if there's even a limit. Holes in my gloves? No. Okay. Just the skin looking weird. Now, how do I want to do this? I'd remembered there was a gas station here. I wouldn't have bothered stopping at the dock. What happens when you don't mark your map? Suppose it should have been fairly self-evident that this was a gas station just by looking at the map, but I never claimed to be smart. If there's anything worth having in here. No ice cream. Feeling I've been here. I don't know if it's just because they all look the same. Yay, drugs. Come on, get in the backpack. There you go. Nice. Now we got an energy drink on us. We can keep going a little bit longer as we get tired. There. More junk food. I need mechanics 2. I need mechanics 3. Why can you not spawn the right book for me, game? This real quick, and then we're a little hungry. Really need the calories right now. So we got how this building is over here, and we can finally get into that big anticlimactic building back there. Oh, it's the other police station. Sure why an island this small needs 2 police stations, but what do I know? I am just a simple zombie murderer. Well, that could have ended badly. Badly need. Jail cells. Good. This is what I was talking about earlier with the loot zones on the map being jacked up, where even with the less loot setting, there should be something spawning in these containers. Yeah, of course. Sledgehammer with me, so do it the hard way. Clearly a high security door when you can disassemble it with a hammer and screwdriver. Yay, bullets. What are we? You're running shotgun. Ooh, 45 suppressor. I'll take that. Don't grow trees. Take all the shotgun, all the 9mm. Take. Do either of these have mags in them? That one does. Care about the pistol, but I want the magazine. Take all the 308 as well. I can tell you to take that. I can convert the 308 over to 7.62. Use it in the M60s. We are... Wow, there's a lot of 9mm. Crap. Okay, put it in the main inventory. Cool. Wow. Now we got all the bullets. Not that we didn't already have that from the armory on the army base, but now we've at least got some with us. Offload some of this into the trailer, and then we'll scope out the rest of the building. No, they're not really essential. If you... I don't know how many other people you've watched in your process of learning here. I was talking earlier, I don't know if you were watching the stream yet, but I was talking earlier about... There's another streamer called Mr. Lamprey. That is... I believe he's currently probably holding the world record for most kills in Project Zomboid, because he's up over 900-something thousand. I was watching him earlier today before I started streaming, and he's doing it... He hasn't done it exclusively because he's maxed out all of his weapon skills, but now at the... the late game stage, he's doing it all with spears. And he's playing on like 16 times population, which is ridiculously more zombies than I have running around. And he's just like For the entire time I've been watching him, he's been on this one road, like right through, it's like the main road in Muldraw, where he just keeps pulling in these hordes of zombies and just whittling them down with a spear over and over and over again. Finally takes care of the crowd of them, and then he just goes and gets more. And it's so no, they're not essential. You can absolutely play the game strictly melee. I personally like using guns in the game, but I'm aware of the amount of noise they're going to make, and I'm careful not to fire the shotgun near that giant building full of thousands of zombies, because it's killed me before. So excuse me, it comes down to personal preference, and I would say your level of experience with the game as well. Guns are definitely a mistake in the early game because of the noise. And if you don't have the levels of aiming required or the ammunition required to clean up the mess that you're going to make using that weapon, that's the big thing. Is to level your aiming, you're going to want to use a shotgun because you can hit 3 or 4 zombies at once, and they all count towards XP. But you need to make sure that you have enough shotgun shells to deal with the number of zombies that you're going to pull in by firing that shotgun. Because the shotgun is, I think, the loudest weapon in the game, kind of, as you'd expect. So it's just a matter of making sure that you have enough shells to deal with whatever mess you're going to make. And then once you get your aiming levels up, I'd say even possibly as low as 3, but even where am I at? I'm at almost aiming 5. Pistols start to become useful, because pistols are crap early on because you can't hit anything with them. And probably about aiming, I'd say 3, they start becoming a possibility, but you're gonna chew through a lot of bullets. Here at level 4 and 5 and higher, then yeah, you're just one-shotting stuff with a pistol. Wow, there is nothing up here. Cool. So it's all a matter of, and then you get into the assault rifles and stuff that are in the game. I think the M16s are in the base game. Those are kind of late game weapons where you need a fairly high level of aiming to use them. But once you have it, then yeah, that just allows you to kind of mow through stuff because you're one-shotting just about everything, and you've got a 30-round magazine for it. So it's all, like so much else in this game, it's all down to how do you want to play it, and are you willing to put in the time and effort to grind the skills up where they need to be able to do that. Because personally, I don't remember if this is in the base game or not. I think it is. My weapon of choice for Zomboid is actually an M14. It's got a smaller magazine than the M16. It's only 20 rounds, but it does more damage because it's a larger round. It's a 7.62 round instead of a 5.56. Take the chips. There you go. So it does more damage, and for whatever reason, I don't know why, these are not part of the base game, but with the Build 41 weapons mod that I'm running, it does include suppressors. So that's where, I don't know if you noticed, I picked up the suppressor for the 45 earlier. That I'll probably swap over to that from the 9mm once I go back to the armory and find one. And have the bullets for it. Because I tend to prefer guns that are... the capacity may not be as high, but they do more damage. Up until, I get my skills up there. Once I have the weapon skills, then it doesn't matter as much. Then you can go for the higher capacity weapons. There's nothing useful in here at all. All office supplies. I suppose I could take the electrical stuff to grind electrical, but I don't really need electrical for anything, so... Nope, that was the file room. You've already been in there. Cool. The hell do I get out of here? And yes, in real life, yeah, a crossbow or, a longbow or whatever would, if you actually cared about being quiet, would be a much better weapon. My body's screwing with me. Thought I was gonna sneeze. And there's mods to add in, crossbows and bows and all kinds of archery, if that's a way that you're interested in going. I haven't used them myself, but I know they're pretty popular in multiplayer server mod packs. I don't do a lot of multiplayer myself. My opinion is that the game is not well enough optimized right now for multiplayer to work well, and I won't touch PvP with a 10-foot stick, because there's, between lag and desync issues, it's a mess. You can be driving around. That was a really bad idea. I could have died doing it. Why is there an alarm on the Connex? Cool. Well, at least there's not much out here. But you can have 2 people driving around on a multiplayer server in the same car, and just all kinds of weird-ass shit will happen. Where they'll end up in different places at different times, and, chunks of the map don't load correctly, and it's... The game needs some more work before multiplayer becomes really viable. Which is not to say that it isn't fun. If you're playing with your friends, hanging out, having a good time, then, there's no reason to let that be ruined by, some game bugs. But, PvP is, in my opinion, not a viable thing right now for this. They need to resolve some of the issues first. And I'm probably a bad person to judge by anyway, because I'm not a huge fan of PvP stuff, regardless of the game. Mostly because I'm bad at it. I will freely admit that. I am terrible at most PvP style things. I would rather just fight the game and enjoy myself than tear my hair out trying to compete with people that are far better at it than me. Much more of a let's play cooperatively and can just turn that off now at this point, because TV broadcast is over, so we don't need the alarm to remind us. Yeah, I mean, this isn't the sum total of time that I have to play, but like this 3 to 4 hour block is all the time that I have to stream, unfortunately. So, I've got 3 children and my girlfriend that live here in the house with me. It's really tough to find time where nobody's making some kind of noise. This is the time block that I have to indulge my hobby while everybody else is out of the house and I'm not working. So, it is what it is. Alright, so as promised, finally got out here to this dock, and it is a huge anticlimax, because there's nothing here. So, I am now reasonably convinced that Project Zomboid has fucked me, and there is not actually a boat on this entire island. So, unfortunately, by our own arbitrary set of rules that I have made up, this means that I now have to kill all of the zombies on the island before I can cheat and spawn myself a boat. There. Go in the backpack. Let's see if we can finish clearing out this building here. Not that there's much in it. I think. Seems like it's supposed to be like offices for some big shipping company or something, but functionally it's just a big old empty building. Not a lot useful in it. Oh, you know, I am still looking for that Mechanics 3 book, so I guess we shouldn't be walking by bookshelves. Oh, sure. Now I find a key when I'm done with the building. The file room. There's going to be nothing useful in any of those that I need. Bookcases there in the corner. We'll go check those out. Mechanics Volume 3. Fantastic. Deal with these idiots. Let me help you with that. Glass. How many times I've shredded the shit out of myself forgetting to remove the glass from the windows. Alright, so take stock of our situation here real quick. Cleared that, cleared those, cleared that. Those are the connexes. So we basically got, this is more hotel type stuff here. There's not going to be fuck all in it, but we do have to clear the area. We've got to go down to the beach, just kind of clear out this little strip mall, restaurant, a couple more houses. Pretty sure I've actually been through this building. I think that might be the grocery store. I forget. Now let's Before we start tempting fate with the building of doom here, let's clean up after ourselves a little bit. Take out some of these buildings we haven't been through yet. And that's why we can't have nice things. That is a lot more zombies than I was expecting. I was expecting something like this. I was not expecting a whole flock of them. Days. I don't know why I even bothered taking the vitamins, because I never remember to actually take them. There we go. Starting to get some stragglers coming in. My car just stalled. And that'll happen when you keep driving it into things. Why we needed Mechanics 3, so we can go steal some parts. And fix all the horrible damage that I do to it driving it around. I suppose we should probably eat something. Bring any food with me, or did I put it all away? Alright, so I'm gonna try and do, if I just stand here like this, you see I'm only pulling one or two of these guys. And the trick is to stay far enough away from the group that the sound of you attacking them doesn't pull the others. See, I moved 2 steps forward, and now these guys are coming after me too. So zombies in this game will go after both sight and sound. So if they hear you beating up the other zombies, then that will pull them as well, in addition to just seeing you. And I just lost my club hammer. That is why we always carry spare weapons. Here. Not really. Okay, so we're down to pretty much our last melee weapon that we're carrying around. So we need to be careful in that regard. You can pick up just about anything and bludgeon a zombie with it, but obviously some choices are better than others. Kind of race through this area here at 1:30 in the afternoon. The hell kind of window is this? Alright, well, stand there and wait for him to break it. Awesome. I love it when I get office supplies in the kitchen. Somebody screwed up the loot tables. All of these houses are going to be just like this. But we're committed now. Random muffin. Okay. Is he in the other building? Where is he? Or she, I suppose. It's louder over here. Ah, there they are. He and a she. Alright. Equal opportunity murder. Take those drugs. Those drugs. Only in America do you find antidepressants in the end table. Really? I can't force open the unopenable window? Motherfucker, it is a glass door and you have a pry bar. This is not rocket science. I don't think we're desperate enough that we need to take mice and cook them up anymore. Started the run that way, but I think we've got enough food that we'll be okay. Take a minute and mark up the map. If I remember correctly, this center island here is a bar. Yep. I will take your finest booze, please. Get killed. Oh, shit. Was not expecting that. Follow. Fall over. Damn it. Stop wasting my weapon durability on you. Just die. Alright. Let's try this again. Wine and chips. Yeah, seems like a winning combination. Take that. Almost as good as wine and pickles. Yeah, I knew those were... Oh! You are missing an arm, sir. Bourbon and Doritos. Now you're speaking my language. I hear you. Where are you? There you are. Come on. Friggin' pry bar. All that for a bathroom. Nothing in it. Come on. What is this, a gas station? Who locks the friggin' bathrooms? All over. Way more boots than anything else on this island. I'd rather chew through those. Stunning array of incompetence right there. We'll take the soap. Because all this zombie blood, I'm definitely gonna need a bath. Dude. Are you fucking kidding me? Well, this'll be interesting. I don't know how much, I hope that won't carry all the way to the apartment building. Yeah. I had not considered house alarms. And where did you come from? I just cleared that building. Were you out on the deck or something? Nice. Finally found one that has some food in it. Come on, get out of my face. Yeah, now I get a key. Yeah, we are replacing this mouse when this friggin' stream is over. Because this is driving me nuts. Good in here? Nope. Bunch of zombies in swimsuits. Hey, get over here. Make me chase you. Oh, shit. My ass bit if I don't pay attention here. Yeah, the problem is all my cleared area is no longer clear because of that stupid alarm. That's right, you too. Fancy beret. This is the stuff that gets people killed. Things like house alarms. Yes, that is correct. What the skill... And it's important to pay attention to how much of the book you've read. So, if you look at this here for carpentry, I've got a ×5 multiplier right now. But at the lower levels, obviously your normal multiplier is ×1. You just get whatever you get. At the lower levels, and I think even up through here, if you start it, once you get through 10% of the book, so say it's I think the first level books are 240 pages, something like that. So once you read 24, 25 pages of the book, it knocks your multiplier down to like 0.3. So you're actually screwing yourself for XP until you finish reading enough of the book to raise the multiplier past 1. So it's important to either make sure that you read the book all in one sitting, or read enough of the book so that you're not actually reducing your XP gains by reading it. But yes, you want to read the book and then go out and practice the skill. So like I just found in that big warehouse building there, I just found the mechanics level 3 book that I've been looking for. Now that I have that, because I believe remember the... Oh, yeah, because I hit pause. That's why it doesn't work. This character started as a mechanic, so I started with a good amount of mechanical ability already. And I just haven't been able to progress that any further because I couldn't find that book. Which is not to say that you can't just go out and do the skill. It's just going to take a lot longer. No, you can absolutely level up. It's just you'll have to do a lot more. With... Nope. Come on. So... Like, there's enough cars on this building that I'm not using that I could absolutely go out and grind mechanics up. it would just be a time suck, and I'm lazy and don't want to do it. I'd rather get the XP buff. I also have not managed to find a jack yet, so there's going to be some things that I just can't do. Because the game does follow real-world logic to an annoying degree sometimes. So you can't remove a tire without a jack. So until I find one, I can't remove a tire, which means I can't remove brakes, I can't remove suspension, and it cuts off like half of the car from you being able to practice mechanics on it. And auto mechanics, you can do everything on the car once per day and get full XP for it. If you do it a second time, you start getting diminishing returns. So it's actually better to just have like a parking lot full of cars that you cycle through and do everything once, rather than just keep farming the same car. Because by the second or third time you're doing it, you're just... Whoa. Okay. Is that on the body or in the nightstand? That's on the body. Okay. I don't really care about the 223. I will take all of those, though. Yep, and I've been forgetting to take my vitamins again. Apparently that's all there was. So we've cleared out this wing now. I think we have. Back to the bar here and mark up the map before we forget. Definitely gotten a lot better about doing it this week than I have been in the past. Hopefully, well, never mind, I won't even finish that sentence, because obviously it's not correct. I was going to say, hopefully this entire area should be clear now because of that house alarm, but obviously that's not the case. Are you fucking kidding me? Why does God hate me? Well, here we go again. You know what? Let's see if we can just expedite this process here. Get off me. Well, that's already broken down. Let me walk in to... before I trigger anything. Cool. Alright. So now we at least know we're not going to set off any more alarms out on this wing. Come on, dude. Work with me here. You know what? I'm tired of you. So looks like we got most of it with that first alarm. Is that all you can hope for, really? You're rarely going to get everything all in one pull. You know, except when you don't want to. That's when it'll happen. Okay, I want like 3 zombies, and you'll pull like 8. 80. Come on, motherfucker. Whole bunch of useless crap. Must kill all the zombies. So we got those 2. Oh, sir. Ah. That could have ended very, very badly. Fortunately, zombies are slightly stupider than even me. After nothing after nothing. Now looks like we need to eat something again. Alright, we got 6 little floating cabins left, and then be done with this chunk of the island, really. What do I have on me for food? The meat stick. 6 o'clock. Yeah, I should... Depending on how many house alarms we get, I should be able to finish this. Ooh, hello. Well, that was fun. Anybody else out here just, you know, chilling on the walkway? Before I start breaking into houses again? Here's somebody. Alright, that's everybody that's out in the open. One more so I can... There is. Cool. Change my mag. Or rather, I can change my magazine without wasting bullets. Oh, more booze. Little icon and number next to my... I mean, this up here? That is a mod. It's called the Old School RuneScape XP bar. And basically it's tracking XP in whatever skill I used last. So in this case, it's reloading, and it gives you a breakdown of, yeah, it's just, it's more convenient than having to open this giant window every time and go, okay, where am I? Reloading, and okay, that's where I'm at. It's the same information, it's just in a better, more visual manner than the stock game interface is. And it'll jump back and forth depending on what I do. So when I'm actually shooting, it's probably tracking aiming. When I'm changing magazines or loading magazines, it'll jump to reloading. It works for, as far as I know, all of the skills in the base game, plus a few extras. But again, it's just it's a visual thing. Kind of enhancement to the UI. Similar to, like, I've got my little equipment breakdown here that's not part of the stock game. Just because the stock game UI is it's a little lacking in some places. Cared about leveling, I should be scooping up all of these electronic items for disassembly later, but electrical is a fairly useless skill the way it stands right now, or at least I find it to be useless. About the only use I have for it personally is I level it up to level 3 so that I can move appliances around. And that's about all I care about with it. The things that you can build with it, I haven't used them a lot, but they're noisemakers and remote triggers and that kind of stuff, and it's, I don't know, it doesn't fit well with my style of gameplay. It is, unfortunately, it's a ton of grinding to level electrical. You end up with just piles and piles and piles of all these electrical components that you disassembled. You'll never use them. So then it turns into, okay, where do I put all of this junk in my base? Because, again, I'm a loot goblin. I can't just throw it in a dumpster and delete it. That would be wasteful. So I have to hoard it somewhere. But yeah, about the only thing that I end up needing scrap electronics for is generator repair. I mean, you can get enough scrap electronics to do that off of a couple of zombies with, watches or CD players or... Party going on out here. Excuse me. You die, please. Very inconsiderate of you. But yeah, and, I'm sure there's somebody out there who thinks that the game's electronic system is the greatest thing since sliced bread, but each their own. Doesn't do anything for me, so I level it to where I need it, and then ignore it. It'd be different if I was specifically doing a max all the skills run or something, but that is not the objective here. Here, we've got to do a butt ton of murder so that we can get off this bloody island. You need electrical level 1 to hotwire cars. And there are various ways that you can start with that. If you pick the burglar profession, that automatically starts you with the ability to hotwire cars. Does that have a mag? Yes, it does. I care about the sewing kit. I want the bullets. If you pick the burglar profession, that will allow you to start with the necessary knowledge to hotwire. Can certainly be helpful for newer players who don't know the easiest or fastest way to grind those skills. Take you. There's also, because it's just, there's no specific hotwire skill you need to learn, it's just having the required levels in the auto mechanics and electrical. So there's other ways you can cheat it too, if you pick the right professions or skills in the character building menu. Burglar does also give you a boost to Nimble, so that's worth having as well. Nimble affects the speed that you... So when you're in combat stance like this, and you're walking backwards, Nimble affects the speed at which you do that. And I believe it's Nimble level 4. I think that you start combat walking as fast as zombies walk forwards. So at that point, you can keep ahead of them while still attacking. Or I shouldn't say you can keep ahead of them. You can keep... You won't lose distance. Hello? So I wandered in there with one of those house alarms went off. Never got this far back down the causeway, so there's probably a bunch of them here. Sneak up and brain this guy. Love watching them bounce off the invisible walls on the edge of the walkway. Let's do... Got where I left my car. It's right there. Okay. Let's do a quick... Actually, no, let's take the car. That'll be faster. Do a quick run down that road. Try and pull anything that's loose in the area. Head back to base for the night. Some reading to do. Just eat the Doritos. I see you. Deal with you when I'm done stuffing my face. Here. Make me chase you. Not how this works. You come to me, and I dispatch you. We're just trying to clear out whatever little bits I can here and there before we have to go ham on that giant apartment building. Go back to the army base. Where are you guys coming from that you're not getting pulled when I yell? May have done that a little too close to the apartment building. Let's see what happens. Forget how far. I think a shout carries for 25 tiles. So anything in the corner of that building there might have heard me. Get in the car. Run up here real quick. Oh, look. Zombies. Who would have thought? Tell when I start losing patience with the zombies. It's when I switch from melee to guns when I don't really need to. No. It's only a game. Now, this is only God knows how many hours of my life put into this character. But I've almost gotten killed multiple times. I didn't know there was a house out here. Cool. I have learned something today. The better question is, does this house potentially have a boat? Because, you know, that would be fucking great. Nope, no boats. Losers. Let's go shoot these guys in the head and then we'll check out the house. Ah, well, that was careless. Note to self. Check how many bullets are in the gun before you start a fight. Dumbass. I think there's anything else out here, but to yell for a little bit. Because we might just hang out here for the night. Isolated area, and realistically, this is a lot more convenient of a base. Not prepped like the other one is, but definitely use it as a fob, if not a main base. This is a lot closer to where we're going to be working. Back to melee to go inside. Of course it's locked. How much you want to bet there's a friggin' house alarm? Yeah, apparently I lose. No food. A dead rat. That'll be tasty. Laundry. Oh, there's some gas. That's a nice surprise. Stay here. Let's start protecting ourselves. Make sure there's nobody hanging out in the backyard. Very annoyed at the lack of boats that are spawning on this island. Giant hole in my plan. Nothing good. Good. Got a boat propeller. Only I had a boat to put it on. I will have to do some research for next week and see if it is actually possible to build a boat. So if that's the case, we may end up doing a weird, freaky scavenger hunt for parts. That'll be more entertaining than just watching me cheat the friggin' UI and cheating in a friggin' boat spawn. Check with the Aquazar mod. See if it's possible. Alright, so the building's clear. We do have some upper floors here where we could sleep in relative safety. That is not the right kind of chair for me to move, though. And I can walk through the plant, so that won't stop anything from coming in. Okay, what about you? First of all, is this a bedroom? No, that's a bathroom. Come with me, chair. What if I put you right there? Fantastic. We are now safe. But we are actually not that fatigued. Clearly, I didn't think this through. Lay on the bed and eat pickles and think about life. PM. What did I pick up for literature today? Let's do some reading. Yes, I do have the reading speed massively turned up for the purposes of streaming. I don't think it's terribly fascinating for people to sit there and watch my character read a book. I'd rather just read it and get on with actually doing things. I suppose I'll have to move my stupid chair, but I guess since we're not tired, we can do a little character maintenance. Pick up the chair. Chair over there. I think the bathroom was down one floor. Yes. Got all this friggin' soap on me. Oh, it's because I'm already in my main inventory. Let's take a bath. Wash all the clothing. Care about the weapons, they can stay bloody, but wash all the dirty shit. Try and make us look like a respectable human being. And should be fine to stay out overnight. I don't believe it does, although I have not seen anything in the code to indicate that. It also, again, depends on what traits you take, because I think there's... why can't I remember the name of it? It's, I can't remember the actual name, but, there's a trait where your character is, freaked out by blood, and if you take that, you have to just wash yourself and wash your clothing constantly, because otherwise the character gets depressed and stressed out, and it's just a mess. I've seen people take it, and yeah, like, they just... It turns into laundry and bath simulator, rather than apocalypse zombie killing. It turns into, oh, I can't go to sleep tonight because my character is stressed out because he's covered in blood, but the water's been turned off, and I don't have enough water to take a bath, and it snowballs pretty easily. It definitely adds a challenge to the game, though. I will give it that. I haven't tried a run with it myself, mainly because I'm not interested in playing Laundry Simulator. You know, there's, like I said, there's 5 people in this house. I do an endless amount of laundry in real life, never mind doing it in video games. Unload some of this junk that I'm carrying around with me, since we're basically waiting to get tired at this point. Need any of that, so that can go away. So you know what, we'll keep the bourbon. We'll go inside and we'll have a little party. That'll make us tired. Keep the energy drink, and I'll keep the fresh food. So I can hopefully remember to eat it before it goes bad. All of that can go away. Alright. Set up pretty well. Now let's fill the canteens and whatnot. Again, let's be responsible. We're gonna chug an entire bottle of bourbon. We're gonna want water in the morning. That's for damn sure. Make sure we're properly hydrated. Somehow I don't think this is what they mean when they say drink responsibly. Close the door. Turn the lights off. Lie on the bed. Where's my bottle of Jack? Such is the post-apocalyptic life. Yeah, the chair is a solid object, so zombies can't come up the stairs as long as the chair is... Well, they can come up the stairs, but they can't get to the door where I am as long as the chair is there. Now, if a massive horde of zombies were to break into this building and come up the stairs, then yes, I would basically be screwed because there's no way for me to get out. I doubt there's enough clothing up here for me to make a sheet rope, and I certainly don't have any nails to get out. So, would absolutely screw me. But I mean, it technically would keep me from getting eaten. So, it would at least give me the opportunity to troubleshoot how to get out. And then probably eventually conclude that there was no way to get out. And, I'm not going up. I need to go down. If I really wanted to be serious about doing that, then I'd need, like, a whole bunch of sheet ropes on me as well, so that I could climb out the window in case that happened. But given how low the population is in this area, I'm not terribly concerned about it. Get some lights, please. Thank you. So now, let's go scope out the restaurant down here. Check out the kind of beachfront area here. Oh, I guess that's as far as we go with the car. As hilarious as it would be to see me ram those, I'm sure. Do not think I've been down here yet. I feel like there would be more bodies if I had been down here already. And no, no, the chair is a solid object. They can't climb over it. Another popular thing people use are tables. It's the game just interprets it as a solid object, so it doesn't allow either the character or zombies to path through it, over it, around it, under it. It just blocks everything off. Which, you know, makes a convenient, if not realistic, way to set up a barricade for the night. It's probably something in just the way it's coded. Because otherwise, I don't really want an M1 Garand. Sorry, the correct pronunciation is Garand. But yeah, I feel like if objects didn't have any type of solidarity, you'd just constantly be clipping through everything all the time. And you'd just be able to walk through the counters here and everything, and it's just not realistic. So you lose a little bit of realism in one area and gain it in others. Everything is a trade-off. Jew. Clear Jew. Realistically, I haven't cleared that bath. It's a bathroom. There's not going to be anything in it, but for the sake of being thorough. Okay. Can't say I killed every zombie on the island if I didn't check all the rooms. Roll through the beach area here. See if we can find anybody down here that we need to bash their heads in. Feel like this would be a major, I don't know, demotivation to go to the beach, having an outdoor gym there. Like, I'm not a big beach person to begin with, you know, which I'm sure is a shock that, you know, the video game nerd doesn't like going to the beach. But, I don't know, I just feel like the constant jackasses friggin' huffing and puffing and slamming their weights around and whatever, it kind of takes away from the kind of beach ambiance. Really expecting to need any of this, but no. Loot Goblin life chose me, so now I must carry through. Take all the things. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't mind, I guess, going to like a pool or a lake. I don't like the ocean. And that's kind of the biggest thing that I don't like about the ocean is the complete and utter lack of shade. I don't want to sit there in the broiling sun non-stop. Just my ghostly nerd pallor and the sun don't get along well. So, unless there is, speed this up a little bit. Okay, so that whole area is cleared out. I see some zombies. Let's go up. Let's go back to moving like a normal person. Check out what I assume is supposed to be a lifeguard house. I think I'll pass on the crutches. So we just gotta go through this restaurant here. Done with this general area. Figure out how the hell I'm gonna get in there. I think I can get over these railings. Yes, I can. Cool. Well, that was easy. Now, where'd that zombie go? Of course he's over there now. Take a second real quick here. There. There. Apparently those lifeguard huts don't show up on the map. Sir? Oh, bunch in here. Anybody else? Bueller? Oh, yeah, there's a couple more in the corner. I gotcha. Stop wasting bullets, I guess, when I can do it the hard way. Bastard. Anybody else hiding in? Jesus. Alright, that one legitimately made me jump. Have the god-awful violin sting turned down because it blows my eardrums out. The headphones on stream. Nice, now we got fog. Cool. You, come here. See if we can finish up this building. And head back to base, I think. Oh, wait a minute. I will take those, thank you. Not one to turn down free food. It's a lot of refrigerators. I can only imagine how packed this place would be if I didn't have the loot settings turned down. If that's 75% less, then what the hell would be in there normally? I see more booze. Character's not going to die from zombies, he's going to die from liver failure. I'm gonna take the Magnum rounds because if I do find a Desert Eagle, that's what I will need. Oh, nice. Now we got tequila too. Doing awfully well out of this zombie apocalypse. We got bourbon, we got sake, we got tequila. Didn't know that was possible. I thought toilets... Oh no, I guess I can walk through the toilet, so it's not a solid object. Right, and there's no second floor, so that appears to be that for the restaurant. One more building down. Get back to the car and see if we can get back to base without dying. Motor vehicle accident is probably the most likely cause of death at this point. Found the car. That's the start. God. I hate trailers in Zomboid so much. I can drive the shit out of just about anything with wheels in real life. I've driven everything from, you know, tiny-ass sports cars all the way up to, you know, 100,000-pound tractor-trailer rigs and loads and everything else. I can handle just about anything, but, you know, put me behind the wheel of a car in Zomboid and I'm gonna slam into something right away. Backing up a trailer in this game, oh my god. To be fair, the problem is that turning is digital. You're either turning or you're not. The wheels just go instantly from straight ahead to hard lock. That's kind of the issue. Backing up a trailer requires lots of feathering, finesse, and holding the wheel in various positions between straight and hard lock, and Zomboid doesn't allow for that. So. It's fine. It's just another quirk. We all either learn to deal with it or, you know, just jackknife the shit out of the trailer and friggin' move on with our day. You know? Plus side to video games, you can do stuff you would never do to your car in real life. Although, you know, given that I did just technically total my car in a car accident, I suppose I shouldn't really say that. Well, there were no trailers involved, so... Alright. Now, I know there's a car in the road. Where is it? There it is. Now, you get to see the dark underbelly of the loot goblin lifestyle, where I have to take all of this shit and put it in my base. Anything in here that I care about? Everything that I care about is in here. Well, that was underwhelming. Almost like I'm carrying too much shit around. As I now encumber the living hell out of myself. I haven't checked on those crops I planted in a couple of days either. Should probably do that while we're here. Oh, right, the empty bourbon bottle. Why am I carrying an empty bottle around? That's where I put all the electronic crap. Nope, that one. There we go. I don't know why I just have this weird compulsion to put the booze on top of the fridge. No real reason to it, but... I feel like it's somewhat realistic to what people would do in real life. Or not. I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird. So... Well, it comes down to one of those things of, you know, it adds... kind of adds some life to the base. Again, there's no advantage or disadvantage to doing it. Just aesthetic is all it is. More literature on me. Wow, I have a crap ton of perishable food. What of you? Into the fridge. I may need to get another freezer if I'm going to keep hoarding this level of food. Apparently, we also need to start drinking a lot more wine. Because it seems to be piling up. It's the zombie apocalypse, so we'll just get white girl wasted. Bourbon in the back for when we want to be civilized. I don't know. Go in there. Now, up here in the bathroom is where I do actually legitimately start just throwing shit on the floor because I don't have enough storage space, so... all of the medical crap. And the cologne, because that's technically a medical thing. So that's the only reason I'm picking it up, is because it can be used as disinfectant. And the only reason that I really care about disinfectant is because I haven't seen it do... it hasn't killed me yet, I'll put it that way. Wow, I've even got more wine. Holy shit. You guys can stay here. I have one of the mods I'm running is, I think it's called Proper Infected Wounds or something to that effect, where non-Nox infections can actually mess with you. to the point where they can make you sick and kill you, and antibiotics would actually theoretically be useful, because in the base game they do nothing. You know, I think they make your wound heal a little bit slower, and I think they give you an extra debuff for pain. And that's about it. So, because apparently this game isn't hard enough, I went and downloaded mods to make wound infection actually dangerous. Because, you know, why not? There. That is a lot of wine. That is... yeah. That's a ridiculous amount of wine. Right. I gotta find something to do with all these friggin' bullets. Let's start with this. Reload, and then load the mags. The real question is, are they all full? No, they are not. Okay. Now I believe all of my weapon stuff in there, but that is full. Apparently I overflowed into there. Okay, let's put the ammo can on the ground. So let's put all the 9mm in the 9mm ammo can. That makes a disturbing amount of sense, right? .45 in there, because we're not using it at the moment. Boxes of shotgun shells can I fit? Apparently 2. Hopefully this will be the last trip. Got just about everything. Oh, no, more 9mm. Yeah, let's leave a propane tank in the car anyway. Trailer anyway. Never know when we might need to do some metal working. You know, with the blowtorch that we're leaving in the house. Secondary. Try and consolidate this down as much as possible. Apparently that's as much as is possible. Okay. Wasn't there another one? Well, we now have a crap ton of 9mm. That is for damn sure. Okay, let's rename you ammo storage. Drop you. Where's ammo storage? There it is. You can have all of those. And that. Keep the bulk shotgun shells on me, but throw the .45 in there. Oh. Cool. Let's drop this stupid propane tank. I think are about good. Let's fill up this empty bottle of water. Because you never know when water may get turned off. I would prefer to not die of thirst. Can go with backpack. And go with all the rest of them in the backpack. Oh, no, I'm still carrying that 45 silencer. Suppose I should just technically put it on one of the 45s and call it good, but... Alright, what time are we? Alright, it is 12:15 my time. So, I think I'm going to call it a day. It's just shy of... It's about 3.5 hours. And that is about all the time that I have for today. We'll have people coming home shortly, and I do have to adult and actually put pants on at some point and go out into the world and do things. So, let's check on the crops real quick here. Some nice cabbages coming along. God only knows when they might actually sprout. But, hey, at least they're watered. Absolutely. You know, and if you are interested in more, generally every Friday about this same time, I'm usually streaming. So, if you're interested in learning more, you know, hanging out, talk. I already have a Desert Eagle? Wow, I'm a moron. Okay. Grab one of these nightsticks too. Yeah, if you're interested in more, you know, feel free, come hang out. More than happy to go into any detail that I know on whatever I'm doing. Oh. Character is still miserable. That's apparently never going to change. Make it go away with drugs. Anything else I need to wrap up, or I call it quits? I think we're good. Alright. Well, we'll leave it here. We've accomplished a good amount. We've cleared out, you know, a third of the island or so, at least until we start getting more zombies popping in to hit max pop in 20 days or so. There is apparently no boat to be found, so we'll have to go the alternate route on that one. Like I said, I got to do some research and see if it's possible to build one. I doubt it's possible to do it from scratch. You probably need something to work with, but I will look into it. In the meantime, I hope you have an excellent week. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.